Startup Junkie.
Startup Junkie. Hey, it's Friday here at AndyHayes.com, and it's the end of Startup Junkie Week with Melody Behringer. I'm really sad. I can't believe it's almost over. 5 more minutes and it's done. It feels like ages, or maybe a couple hours since we started. It's been a great week so far. Gosh, we've had tons of comments, tons of sign-ups. We're really excited about giving away our 5 signed copies of Craving Success. So be sure at the end of the video today, if you haven't, sign up for Sherpa, my new business magazine that comes out next week, because that's how you enter to win the book. But today we've got kind of a fun topic. No monkey hats, no haberdashery. We're just talking about screw-ups. I had another word to say, but Melody thought that was too harsh, so we won't use that here. But we're talking about screw-ups.
That's a nice way to say it.
Yeah, screw-ups. So we're talking about screw-ups, and the thing about screw-ups is I think that similar to where our culture has educated us into the fact that bigger is more, it's also tried to educate us in the fact that screw-ups are bad. But that's not the case. Screwing up is awesome because it tells you what doesn't work. You don't know unless you do it, right? So I think a lot of people have this tendency to try to play it safe, so when nothing could ever go wrong. Well, then you never know. It's not going to get you anywhere with it. So I say, screw it up, because one great example is my sort of foray into video. I've been trying to do great video for probably the past 2 months, and the universe is against me. I've been trying to do it on my iPad 2, my iPhone. I've filmed on everything, and I have edited on every program possible. But you know what, damn it, I'm going to get it right.
And you're doing it.
Yeah, and I have videos. No one has ever said, well, maybe they have and I deleted it. Just kidding. Said, man, these videos suck, stop putting them out. No, people are like, man, these are awesome, keep doing them. So you have to do it. You have to suck it up and do it. And do you know what? There's this funny story in your book that just cracked me up about the cookies.
Yeah.
you failed like a roller coaster. You're like, whoo, fail fast.
Yeah.
But I think that was the lesson, right? It was fail fast.
Fail fast.
So
I've been saying that forever.
Tell us the cookie
screw
story.
Up fast.
What were the cookies again?
I started a business and I failed in one weekend. And
that's pretty quick, by the way.
I would rather fail in one weekend than 6 months to a year. I've done that many times too. But my weekend fail fast story is I had a cookie business back in the day of my Behringer cookies, and it was this little lemon cookie where you rolled it up in powdered sugar, and when you bit into it, you said, wow. I mean, it was intense, that lemon just hit your tongue. And
do you have any here?
I wished I did. And I thought, okay, I just won a national award at the Fancy Food Show in New York, best cookie in the nation, got the gold trophy and everything. I'm like, I'm on top of the world.
Cookie.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, my right brain female part of me always wants to do more, and let's do more. We just don't want to have just this one award.
This is before keep it small and keep it all.
No, it's the keep it simple stupid thing. That's another huge thing. We didn't even talk about that, but so I thought I'm going to start another business called wowcookies.com. So I got the domain name. I hired the graphic designer in 5 minutes. And he made me a little square business card that said wowcookies.com. Now I'm in business. And I got on the plane and went to San Francisco to the Fancy Food Show, and I pretended the whole prototype thing that I was in this business. And I walked around the Fancy Food Show with my card, and I said,
so you had a website and a business card?
Yeah. Well, kind of the website was coming soon, and I had the domain name. Now, if it was today, I would have just had a Facebook fan page. It would be I could have that up in 5 minutes. And so all those people that talk about doing their business for 8 years that I get really frustrated with, I mean, you can have a fan page and a business card overnight. Yeah. And you can pretend like you're in business on Monday. So here I was walking around. I'm like, okay, I'm from wowcookies.com, and I'd like to try your cookies because I needed to find all the wow cookies of the world. And what I was going to do is I was going to drop ship them all over. I was going to have a website with all of them and drop ship all these wow cookies. The problem I found very fast was there's not enough cookies that you say wow. You say, cookies are really good, we love cookies, but you don't go, wow, like you did my lemon tea cookie. I only found 3 cookies in the whole show that you said, wow. And I'm like, I can't start a business with 3 cookies. And those 3 people, those 3 manufacturers of cookies, would not drop ship them for me. So I went home and said, boo-hoo, I'm not going to start this business because there's not enough wow cookies. You can't call a business wow cookies unless you have 50 of them at least.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to inventory them myself because I hate doing that.
Yeah.
And so therefore I'm done with that business. But other people, the way they do business, some people I talk to, they would have wrote a whole business plan, really researched it, and gone on forever, who knows how long, to find out that it was going to fail anyway. And I say just get it out of your system fast and pretend you're in business and just start. And so
I love that. That's a great idea. It doesn't work for everything, but a lot of things you can definitely.
Yeah. You need to find out if you're going to get customers or clients or whatever you're having. You need to find out if it's out there. And you can just pretend until you find that out.
Yeah, I know a lot of bloggers or writers who do ebooks do this, where they'll say like, this is what they're producing, and this is, you can get it for cheap first.
Yeah.
And then if nobody buys it,
like a little sample. You don't have to write the whole thing.
Yeah. If nobody buys it, then they don't write it.
Right.
So it's a great concept. Yeah. Hey, tell us about the Rockstar thing.
Yeah.
Because that was a failure.
You know what? This is a story of desperation. I was desperate.
Desperate.
I wasn't able to pay my payroll. My payroll's coming up in 2 weeks. I had no money to pay it. So along came what I call a used car salesman and sold me a rock star tour. So we were selling strawberry shortcake. We were in the business of selling strawberry shortcake at all the local festivals. And the used car salesman said, we're going to go on Peter Gabriel's going on a tour and starting in New York and ending up in San Francisco. And if you go with us, you're going to make so much money, and it's going to be a 2-week tour. And I'm like, I need money.
You'll make a fortune.
That's like
thousands
let's
of dollars.
go for it. And so I sent one of my big box 15-foot truck and 2 guys all the way from Seattle to New York, filled it up with strawberries, and they started. And I was so anxious for the phone to ring that night. And I flew in a couple more employees. And I'm like, how'd it go? And they're like, oh, it wasn't sold out. They said the next show is going to be sold out, so it wasn't so great tonight. So they go to the next show. Of course, after the 3rd night, and all of my employees that wanted to go so bad because they thought touring with a rock star was so sexy.
It does sound
On the
sexy.
3rd night, they weren't so happy. Staying in bad hotels, having to drive overnight to get to the next one.
With a truck full of berries.
Setting up all these berries. And by the time they got to Chicago, I was so fed up. I flew in myself and I had to see the situation. And it was so, I was losing money by the minute, fighting with the used car salesman guy behind the scenes going, you keep telling me the next one's sold out. And, I'm in this desperate state. And I'm like, he's like, if you can just make it to San Francisco, that's where the big bucks are going to be. It's totally sold out in San Francisco. And I'm like, I did this crazy thing that I'm going to admit. I stood on a ladder in the front of the booth. I literally had a line from here to like 2 blocks long. People standing in line handing me money for strawberry shortcake and coffee. And I doubled my prices right in front of them because I was losing so much money by the minute.
Yeah.
And I thought supply and demand, and not one. They complained, but they did not get out of line. So, that was my desperation moment. It's embarrassing, but I had to pull out, and now I owe more money. And I wasn't able to pay the payroll, so that was kind of a bad couple of weeks for me. But I learned a lot about doing nothing is better than doing something. Sometimes,
yeah. And if you're failing and keeping on going is going to make it worse. Yeah.
You had a Seth Godin story about this.
Oh, yeah, the Seth Godin thing. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Seth Godin. He's a marketing writer, author, awesome guy. And I love his analogy. It's a street analogy. And he says that you need to figure out whether you're in the dip or you're in the cul-de-sac. So, a cul-de-sac is that little road that kind of comes and it's like a circle at the end. And so Melody, sounds like, was on the cul-de-sac. So she had driven down with the berries, right? And she's like circling the drain. Cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Circle,
circle, circle. Not going anywhere, but her money is definitely going somewhere. Whereas she may have been in the dip. In the dip, you're going down, and you can't tell if on the other side there's a bunch of great stuff. And sometimes if you're in the dip, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the cul-de-sac, you know, you're like, I think I've seen these houses before. Like, I don't think this is very good. So ask yourself, am I in the dip or am I in the cul-de-sac?
Yeah, when do you get out?
Yeah. And it's hard.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, I keep wondering, what if I stayed till San Francisco?
Yeah, you might not be here because you might be like homeless or something.
Exactly.
It's crazy. So screwing up's totally okay though.
Yeah.
Because you screwed up and you're still here.
Yeah, then you move on to the next thing. Because maybe the next time you won't screw up.
And you know a lot, right? You know a lot about driving a truck full of berries because that's useful. So yeah. So don't be afraid to screw up.
Right.
Because it's okay.
Fail fast.
Yep.
Get it out of your system.
I like that. So this is the end of Startup Junkie Week. That's crazy. So we've talked about a lot of really cool things. Outsourcing, which is always difficult. Keep it small and keep it all, which I love.
Flip it good.
Supporting other people and kind of getting people around you that can give you good feedback. And screwing up. Who doesn't like a good screw up? So just, as a reminder, we're going to be giving away 5 of these bad boys signed by Melody, and we're going to pick those this weekend. So today, Friday, you need to get on the list. Down below you can sign up. And so the next week you get a copy of Sherpa Magazine, which is my hot new magazine. We're actually going to show you a sneak preview just now. Okay. I'll put it up on the screen so it's right there, you can't see us. So it's looking really good. Craig's doing a good job getting it all together. And then, so not in this next week, because that's not enough time, but in April, Melody and I are going to go through the questions and answer the most interesting ones in Sherpa. So it's definitely worth your while to get on the list. And where can you get Craving Success, Melody, if they just cannot wait?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, and also our website is thecravecompany.com.
Awesome.
Thecravecompany.com.
Cool.
It's right there.
Awesome. Well, we'll put a link so everybody can check it out. Actually, on the website, if you love Melody and you just haven't got enough of our Startup Junkie Week, on the website there's a really great interview. Who's that with? Some radio show.
Oh, Debbie Whitlock, yes.
Yeah, that's a really great interview. There's some of the anecdotes from the book, and Debbie's a great interviewer, probably a little more professional than I am. But that's a good one.
We love you, Andy.
And there's some fun pictures too of you and the bike, and
oh yeah, the bike.
You hanging out.
Love the bike.
Yeah, we both have an affinity for the Netherlands, so. So thanks for tuning in for Startup Junkie Week. Like it if you like it. Tweet, Facebook, send it to a friend, and let us know. Should we do more? Should we do less? What should we do next? Because we have a great video camera waiting for your feedback. So until next time, we'll see you here at andyhayes.com.